This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
Let's have a little bit of this. I get the big Bob Marley joint. Look at this. Here, try this.
Carl, I really don't do this very often.
You're gonna love this. Is dynamite hack. Watch out for this.
Maybe one drag.
Say you're in a Caribbean bungalow and you're kind of high. An exotic woman on the bed.
It's a little harsh.
Now, is she just the high-priced whore you asked for? Or is she an assassin?
Here. Cannonball. Right back.
Oh, here's room service. Who ordered champagne?
How should I know?
Exactly. You're baked. You can't remember.
And then one more, he's right on top of Cannonball. Cannonball coming.
Point is, you come out of the John waving this around, nobody's gonna bug you for a tip.
What's up, everybody? Everybody, what's up? We got a few people rolling in here. Little impromptu pre-football stream here. We got 4 people, 4 good motherfuckers. Highly unlikely, but possibly we got a couple.
Oh my holy crap. Surveillance does. I hate those.
What are you gonna do?
The fuck are you gonna do? All right, let's talk some cannabis. Well, maybe we get a little bit while people are in here. Let's look at some NFL betting lines. Man, these early games. Oh, Bills Panthers. Damn, Bills are 7.5 favorites on that one. Eagle. God, all these early games, no bueno, really. I know we get some Pats fans. It's not that early. I already did a run around, ran a couple errands with Stella. I guess for a Sunday. I don't know where you're at, Swine, but 8:30 maybe if you're in California. Anyway, all right. Let's go here. Let's just pick a game. Jets, Bengals. I'm going Bengals. Falcons, Dolphins. Falcons are 7.5. Jesus. This isn't fun. Nobody cares about what other games are going today. Packers, Steelers. Oh shit, the Packers are 4-1. Oh fuck. All right. Well, the afternoon games aren't so hot either. Anyway, okay. Let's get to what everybody came for. What's up, Joey? I hope so. It's tough. I mean, I've talked about it a ton, but there's only a few of us here, so fuck it, whatever. Yeah, once the Rams left St. Louis, I stayed Rams fan for a while. I was in DC, and I don't know. I just felt like Virginia and DC, so I just sort of felt like, I don't know. Like, I moved away from St. Louis, they moved, and then you realize how bad the NFL, just how bad they fucked over St. Louis, and it's like, just this year, I'm kind of getting back. Last year, but this year, I'm watching games, and I'm a Bills fan, mostly because of O.J. Simpson. That's a Enigma joke. Anyway. Oh, dude, your Hoosiers are killing it. Mizzou. Oh, we had such a tough loss against Vandy yesterday. College football's been my jam. I went to Mizzou, University of Missouri. I didn't graduate from there. I graduated from Monterey, Cal State University, Monterey Bay, CSUMB. Go Otters. they had some kind of team, but it was like club. But after going to a D1 school, it was so in Mizzou's like an hour and a half from St. Louis, 2 hours from St. Louis, on the outside. So I like Mizzou. Danny, my business, you guys know Danny, my friend, business partner guy, his daughter's going there now. That was ridiculous. I don't know why. I guess maybe because who is UI played up until then? I don't know. The only problem with college football is there's so much to fucking watch. But hey, Chris, what's going on, man? What is going on? Okay, let's get to. I do too. I'm just not great at it, and St. Louis is into sports, and so it's great. I like our sports radio too, and I love our teams, obviously. Blues had a devastating loss last night. We watched Mizzou lose. They knocked out at the end. I mean, they played him tight. They played Vandy tight. Vandy was ranked 10th. We were 15th. They played Vandy up until the last possession, basically. And then Blues were up 4-0 going into the second, midway through the second period, and end up losing 6-4, but they had an open goal. They had an open net. We pulled the goalie, so they beat us by 2, but it was ridiculous. Scott Combs was a big star here at Paoli. Is that how you pronounce it? Indiana, where I went. He went to Missouri basketball in the late 90s for a couple of years and transferred to Austin P. Oh, I remember that guy. I think he got caught up. There was some kind of recruiting scandal. I can't remember that coach's name, but I believe he got caught up in that recruiting, if I remember right. Dude, Wake and Bake is my favorite. I mean, this isn't exactly Wake and Bake. I've been up for 2.5 hours, but Wake and Bake is my shit. Fucking love it. Anyway, everybody shut your mouth. Dirty hippies here.
I say eat a dick and continue to enjoy your dick eating experience.
I could be thinking wrong. I just remember a transfer and then a transfer going to Austin P. This fucking guy.
I love the fuck out of cookies.
You know what I'm saying. You know what the fuck I'm saying. All right, let's watch this. So let's talk. I have horchata. Horchata. Let's look at the strain real quick. Horchata strain. So there's horchata strain. That would be weird if there's horchata, but I guess this is specifically horchata. It's not great. Not gonna lie. I got a great deal on the fucking price, like an incredible deal on the price. It's an ounce of pre-rolls for $80. Basically getting it wholesale, but it's fine weed. Not great. It's okay. Yeah. All right, let's get back to weed and working out. All right. So one of the drinks that we are making is a pre-workout. I mean, we'll see how it all shakes out, but the goal here is right now is, and we'll move forward with it, but we're going to make one drink a pre-workout drink, meaning it's going to have THC in it, a lower amount, just enough to kind of settle the pain down, not get you super fucking high, but going to have caffeine and some other stuff in it. It is becoming a trend to get high and go work out. And I agree. There's definitely some strains and there's instances where I'm like, okay, I'm fucking spacey. But honestly, man, it focuses me, and going to work out a little stone, lift, joint pain, it helps a lot for me. Gus, sorry, I meant to do this. Coming in muy caliente from the Australian contingent. Gus, that shit been in my den for 3 months. I thought it was a piece of furniture, Gus. Gus, what the fuck is a goonie goo goo? What the fuck, Gus?
Oi, look at me. Look at me. You know what this is? Two bloody legends staring at each other. Fucking oath, mate.
Fucking oath, mate. How you been, dude? Feel like I haven't seen you. Maybe it's been our hours, or maybe you just started disliking us. Well, for Hippie, getting out of bed is a fucking workout. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I'd want to play sports, like play a game, a full game. I mean, a pickup game at this point. You know what I mean? But like when I was playing competitive soccer or rugby or whatever, I don't think I'd want to play stoned. We had a dude who did, and the joke was you could always tell when he was stoned before a game because he would just dribble the shit out of the ball. He would just like play around stoned. He was actually better high, truthfully. Pre-couch out, man. So but because of this pre-workout thing and all this, I wanted to talk about like I haven't watched all of these, so I'm assuming it's going to be good and bad. I mean, I think we could kind of think of the hey, Outlaw, what's going on, man? I think we could kind of think of maybe the non-benefits. I mean, weed doesn't make you lazy. You make yourself lazy. And weed doesn't really make you lethargic either. It gives you an excuse to be lethargic and lazy. But I don't know. I mean, I feel on a lower amount, just sort of, going about your business. Like, I don't like weed. Sorry, I got.
Why are you gay?
What are you gonna do?
The fuck are you gonna do?
Take advice from fucking losers? Fuck that!
What's up, Matty? What is up? All right, let's watch. Enough rambling. We're at 12 and a half minutes here. We got 14 good motherfuckers. Let's kick this off.
To Lab Rat, CU is now studying the effect marijuana has on the fitness obsessed.
Now, the research isn't finalized, but weightlifters and runners told our Gary Brode their experience has been less pain,
I agree with
more gain.
Ben Bennett is pressing 250 pounds. It's a lightweight for the personal trainer. He also competes in strongman.
This is a strongman. This is a log.
What's more impressive than lifting a grown man and then some over his head? Bennett is doing it high.
And I feel like there's that stigma where people that kind of sit on the couch and zone out.
For Bennett, that's not the case.
It's easier to kind of focus.
Weed and workouts seem to be a growing trend around athletes. World-class sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson was barred from the Olympics for testing positive for marijuana. The NBA has suspended drug testing for it.
What we're looking for is how they feel during exercise.
That answer, among others, has led CU Boulder to study the cannabis effect on exercise.
One thing that I think is really telling is the huge amount of interest
kind of excruciating
among our participants.
Nothing at all.
Around 20 people have already participated in the study, which started in late summer.
Then, yeah.
Heather Mashuti was one of the volunteers who ran on a treadmill for 30 minutes 3 times.
I feel like running stoned would be I could totally see, or getting stoned and swimming. When I used to swim a lot, swim laps all the time and shit, ocean swims. I never did it high, but it always gave me a euphoria, especially being out in the ocean. Being out in the ocean for hours and you get the rhythmic breathing going, and we would always, you're swimming with a group of people. They called it finning, right? So you're in a wetsuit. I mean, depending, sometimes you're in camis, but you got a wetsuit on and you got fins. So it's, so you can break surf and all of that shit, but you're kind of on your side. I mean, you can do it a bunch of different ways. I always did it on my side and I would switch sides. and then just scissor kick my fucking legs. Man, it was meditative. Fucking Jesus. I need a new audience. Motherfuckers.
How about you navigate these nuts, motherfucker?
That was my first.
I'm trying to give you guys a place to come.
Well, this is why, because I fucking hate running. I have always hated running. I've always been decent at it, for physical fitness test shit. Like I didn't do it often, but I twice maxed out under 18 3 miles. But I was usually in the 19. I was in the 18:30 to 19-minute 3 mile range, which was pretty good, a little above average. And then but I hated I fucking hated running. And so being stoned and running, and then just being able to because getting high gets me. I mean, same with weightlifting, but I don't know. I like the idea of running high, actually. I mean, I hate the idea of running, so I'm not going to do it. I'm too fat right now anyway, which I know doesn't make sense, but I should be running. So,
times throughout the course of about a month. Their second time is when the subject smokes a joint with either THC or CBD. They are not told which.
I came back the second time, and that was the time that I had taken the...
Oh, I can't believe I so terribly... How in the world? Tom Donovan coming in.
So we're Tommy, you ain't getting your TV back. And fuck you.
Fuck you, Tom Donovan. What's up, baby? How was outside? No, I'm doing this. This is called work. I know you don't have to do this. So your work is getting stoned in the morning and talking shit? Well, I don't remember what I don't remember what the Army PFT runtime was. I don't remember. But definitely in the Marine Corps, I've definitely PT'd. I mean, come on. If you haven't PT'd drunk in the Marine Corps, are you even in the fucking Marine Corps? Probably Army too, I imagine. Yeah, I'm just really happy with what I'm hoping we can do with this. I'm hoping these drinks our drinks kind of destigmatize it for a certain demographic, and I don't know. I hope we can bring some goodness into this world through these things. What? Wow, you never bark inside. What's up? Okay.
Product. The van, picks me up. I get the product from a outside vendor. The campus doesn't, have anything really to do with that. And then I get on the treadmill and I do another 30-minute run.
Mashudi doesn't use marijuana recreationally, but does use it when training for ultra marathons.
You are less identified with, your internal thoughts, like, oh, my knee hurts. Oh, this sucks. It's too hot.
Yeah, that was too. Poor girls, fucking pause face. Yeah, I had to be Army wide. What am I thinking? Military wide, service wide, of course. But I'm a Marine, so there's us.
Right, and you're more interested, or at least I am, in the environment.
Hey,
Right.
man,
Running
what's
high
up?
is something Josiah Hesse knows. So well, he wrote a book on it.
Name of the book is Runner's High.
He says the interest of exercising while using marijuana, especially among runners, was too popular to ignore.
The people that I spoke with were putting numbers at like 60 to 80% of professional athletes are using cannabis in some form.
Hesse believes marijuana can provide both physical and mental benefits to your workout.
Pain is not just the pain you feel in your ankle, it's also your emotional reaction to that pain. And
I mean, the truth is, too, is I spent 15, if you consider Army being an Army civilian as well, I spent 15 years in the Army, 10 in the Marine Corps. No, even working in military into army intel. People are like, hey, Josh, the Marines are doing this. What do you think? And I'm like, I haven't been in the Marine at that point. Like, I haven't been in the Marines in 10 fucking years. I have no fucking idea. People always ask me, nobody cares about my army time. Nobody even ever asks about it. It's always the Marine Corps, which cool. I love being a Marine.
And something interesting that cannabis does as a pain reliever is it doesn't shut down the sensation of pain. It sort of dampens down the emotional reaction to that pain.
This study at CU is still nearly 2 years from completion.
Yeah.
But Dr.
Yes, many would agree with you. Many would agree with you. And the way I saw it work at the highest levels, I kind of wondering sometimes my goddamn self. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Dr. Angela Bryan is already seeing something we're all wondering.
It seems like this is definitely something that's feasible for people to do in a way that's safe, which is kind of one of the questions that we had.
It's a controversial thing to admit, but not always. I don't think it is safe. My rule is don't try new things stoned. Get to know the activity very well.
Do people really have this strong of a reaction to marijuana? I just do not. I'm not going to be doing, I mean, if I'm doing something I'm stoned and I don't want to be doing it, it's not going to freak me out. I don't know. This is, hey, Piggy, come here, baby. Hey, Stowe, come here. Stop with the grunting. Come here. Yeah, baby. Come here, get some loving. Get a little loving for the people. Okay. It wouldn't freak me out. I just don't have that kind of response to marijuana. It does not fuck me up like that. But also, I agree with him. I don't know. Take it easy at first. Marijuana isn't some all-encompassing panacea that will fix everything. Stella, come on. Come on. For real. For real with the grunting. You want to say hi to the people? Come here. Come here. Hold on. All right, we'll get you, Stella. There she is. Oh, you got something to say? You got something to say to the people? Whoa. Okay. Kinda. With the color scheme I got going, we kind of are. Funny. I love that little bitch.
Well, first, before you try integrating cannabis with it.
I don't feel it's dangerous.
I'm Gary Brode.
Does it have the potential to be dangerous? Yes.
Vendor 7.
Interesting. And researchers will.
What potential danger does it have? I legitimately. Now, if you were like, hey, I'm going to lift weights drunk. That's what I got a stray thing. Stella. Come on with the fucking grunting, baby. You're driving me insane, little piggy. Driving me insane. Okay. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. All right. All right. Let's get to the next one. But I would say, like, definitely, like, don't work out drunk. I guess getting hot and then feeling like, hey, man, I'm feeling good, so I'm gonna push it, maybe, and then you lift too much more than you should. I don't know. It feels like there's really just.
Whether you are a pro athlete or just.
Okay, this is from 4 years ago. This is, does being high on marijuana help athletes perform better?
Trying to simply.
Oh, also, all of our shit has been getting age restricted. So, I don't know. I say this every show, but just as a reminder, I don't, I'm assuming if you're here listening to this right now, you're probably logged in and you get it. But I think if you're not logged in, it doesn't show you the videos. Is that right? It doesn't even give you the option of it. So that's where the videos are. They're age restricted. So if you come in not signed up or something. But I feel like nowadays most people are signed up.
Stay in shape. We all want to get the most out of our workouts. For runners specifically, that could mean trying to find that runner's high. But some say the key to a better workout and achieving that runner's high is by actually getting high. Runner's High, how a movement of cannabis-fueled athletes is changing the science of sports, is out today. The author, Josiah Hesse, joins us now. Thank you so much.
Okay, we just watched this, dude. Sorry. Let's watch it.
Next question is from Daniel Delgado 6. I've been training for a while under the influence of marijuana. Basically, every workout I've done for the past 4 to 6 months. Is this bad?
I get this actually a lot.
I know.
People, because I openly talk about my marijuana usage, people always.
See, this is what I'm saying, man. I'm really excited for this pre-workout thing. I think it's going to be, I don't think I could work out like stoned, but a head change high would push myself more. I think it's, I don't know. I got to get back. I'm saying this and I'm not working out. I have been.
I just want to know if I'm high working out.
Yeah. I did not like it working out.
I hate it.
No.
It's like, okay, if I'm doing, like when I was competing, if I was doing like an hour of. How do you ramp it up? Yeah. Well, I mean, it relaxes you. Yeah. So, and it's great for mobility. I want to be tight and tense. Yeah, exactly. So if I was doing mobility or cardio where I want my mind to go to another place and just kind of like get into what I'm doing, because it's repetitive, whatever you're doing, right? If you're doing mobility or you're doing cardio work. But training is, I don't know. I want to be fully alert and tight and rigid.
Well, studies show that it reduces explosive performance, but it may help with stamina and endurance and pain tolerance. So that may be where the person, might get a better workout.
So these guys are coming at it from a lifting weights kind of standpoint. It seems like, I don't know, are they CrossFit dudes maybe? But it sounds like they're weightlifting guys. And like I was saying, I don't know that I'd want to be stoned in the gym like that. I don't know. Playing pickup basketball? I suck at basketball though. Sativa worked great in the kitchen. The only workouts I've done in years. Well, I mean, you're fucking working, you're moving. Restaurants are fucking stressful. It is a workout.
From it. Now I'm going to be careful when I say you don't want,
especially for a weak tit like you. Oh, that's a disability joke.
Want to be dependent on anything to do your workouts, and the reason why I'm careful is because most of us are dependent on another drug,
caffeine,
which is caffeine to do our workouts. I these days rarely ever work out without having caffeine, so I would sound like a hypocrite to say you probably shouldn't work out under the influence of anything. Now, here's the deal with cannabis and your body. It probably has negative effects on your hormones, probably because the human studies are mixed, but the animal studies are pretty consistent. They show that it does reduce testosterone production in animals. In humans, it's mixed, probably an estrogenic effect. In fact,
I would not recommend. I also, to be clear, and our videos are age restricted anyway, or they're gonna get age restricted. I don't think teenagers should be smoking anyway.
If you go to your doctor and you're an adult male and you have gynecomastia, which is development of breast tissue, and you're not taking anabolic steroids and you don't have other types of issues, one of the first things they'll ask you is, do you use a lot of cannabis? And then they'll...
What? Cannabis grows you tits? Give me a break. Also, you're lying. If you're a dude growing tits, you're most like, and you're a workout guy, you're on steroids. It's not the weed that's giving you tits. It's your steroid use.
They'll have you reduce it because it's been shown to cause that in men. So doing that and then...
Okay, I got to look that bullshit up. I got to look that shit up. Cannabis grows men's tits. It is possible, according to AI here. What do they call it? Gynecomastia. Heavy chronic cannabis used to be associated with gynecomastia, the enlargement of male brit. The link is not definitively proven. Then suck a dick. Then suck a dick. This isn't even true. This is some reefer madness bullshit. The psychoactive compound in marijuana has been shown in some studies to reduce testosterone levels. I mean, I'd say obesity. I'd say you'd have to worry about obesity more than cannabis, right? Conflicting studies. Some studies have shown no significant link, while others suggest a plausible association. This is some fucking bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit. You don't grow fucking man tits from fucking weed. Willie Nelson would look like Pamela Anderson. These are topical references, everybody. Topical references. Right? I mean, you are a pussy, but nobody says it about you as far as you know.
Out, is there a potential negative effect? Again, the challenge is controlling all the factors. Is the fact that he or she is using cannabis making him more consistent? In other words, if he didn't use the cannabis to work out, he'd be less consistent. Well, we got to weigh that in too. But let's say everything is equal. So using it or not, he would still work out consistently. I would say it's probably a net negative.
Balls. I like that.
All right. So weightlifter, this dude is saying it's a net negative. This guy who doesn't seem to use it.
Because of its effects on inflammation and hormones. It's probably reduced.
Its effects on inflammation. Oh my God, you don't even know what you're talking about at all. I'm not against at all anybody saying negative shit about marijuana use. People should be skeptical. Go into it knowing that there are potential side effects of it. You are ingesting something that is altering you in some sort of way. Taking too much fucking CBD, taking too much fucking aspirin, you're introducing shit. Now, the truth is most of the stuff outside of the plant material that you're smoking is actually naturally occurring in your body. The cannabinoids are a naturally occurring thing. There's other stuff you're ingesting that isn't that, though. Isn't naturally occurring. Just understand that. But this is ridiculous. It's anti-inflammatory. In fact, it has the total difference. It's anti-inflammatory. That's what really helps you with the pain. When you drink alcohol, your pain relief comes from your deadened nerves. It comes from deadening nerves. It's not anti-inflammatory. In fact, alcohol in some forms is an inflammatory. Gout, for example, which I know is a slightly different thing, right? But weed is specifically anti-inflammatory. Come on, man. I mean, if you're gonna talk shit about it or say don't do it, at least say it for the right reasons. And I would say I probably wouldn't specifically think of. I would running and swimming, shit like that, for sure. Being stoned. I think that actually sounds like it'd be kind of nice. I just don't know that lifting weights, but that's just me. I've never heard this either. I've never heard this. It's ridiculous.
Seeing kind of the muscle building, signal to some extent.
That being said, though, I mean, if it's not, I think their big concern is like, is it killing my gains, right? Like when someone asks a question like this, or when I get DMs about this, I get it a lot. Like people are just like concerned that, is this killing my gains? Am I going to the gym, but because I'm going high, I'm getting 50% of the benefits that I would get?
See, I haven't heard a lot of people actually working out like high versus like people are using it as like a recovery afterwards.
I get it,
especially with a lot of athletes where their output is so extreme that it actually like helps them sort of to get down more into a steadier heart rate.
I know a lot of people that use cannabis.
These pause faces today are great. What's up, Army Vet? How you doing, man? I thank you.
before they work out.
Oh, so do I. It's actually up there with one of the top DMs I
Yep.
get. Yeah, no, it's one of the top DMs. And I think that a lot of that has to do, one, obviously I talk about it openly on the show, so everybody just assumes I'm this super stoner and asks me all marijuana questions. And then I also just think that it's been accepted.
Chronic user of
I mean,
chronic.
just 10 years ago, I mean, I forget what the statistics were on how many people.
Bro, in the 70s, a lot of bodybuilders used marijuana before they
I know,
worked
but
out.
I mean, as far as like the general population,
Yeah.
as far as the acceptance of marijuana, where I mean, now in California, you can go walk.
That's interesting. He was saying a lot of bodybuilders in the 70s were smoking before. It's really I believe in the power of this fucking plant. I don't think it's a cure-all, but I believe in the fucking positive effects for it. I mean, especially if you're looking for something to alter you a little bit without it being alcohol, fuck. I truthfully view it to me is about the same strength as caffeine. Caffeine affects me. I'm drinking caffeine right now. I like the effects of caffeine. I like the effects of caffeine and THC together a lot. But like I didn't drink coffee all day yesterday, and I could tell I was a little it wasn't like debilitating or anything, but I could just tell. And I didn't realize I hadn't drank it till kind of later. I was like, why am I getting kind of a little bit of a headache? But I don't really view weed as too much stronger than caffeine, but that's also me. But I'm also not doing 10,000 milligrams like Wild Bill, Reverend Wild Bill, who's in here. I don't think he's in here today, but who comes in here, friend of the show, sorry.
Into it like a liquor store and go buy.
Bro,
so
People do everything high now.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like,
well, a lot of things are better high.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
workouts
Here.
are
A
just
lot of
a
things
part
are.
of that.
Yeah.
But I prefer like movies and stuff over my chest day.
Yeah. No, I will say like
it's prejudice against Italians celebrating their heritage. There's, come on.
if you're going to do stretching, if you're going to do mobility, cardio,
Yeah.
I could see that. I have done it and lifted weights just to test it out.
Me too.
And it definitely doesn't work for strength and power and performance for me. But if I'm like just trying to get a pump and I'm just squeezing and focusing and concentrating on muscles and isolating, then I could maybe see.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see a day where I'm like beat up. I know I shouldn't go heavy. And maybe that's one of the ways to keep me from going heavy is like, I'm going to go in stoned. And so I'm going to just cruise around, take long rest periods.
Stoked on that.
Lightweight, get nice pumps. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can see that.
There's this huge community of people that will smoke weed or eat it and then do jujitsu. Like a huge community of people.
Well, so
I could see that. I think anything meditative in THC, because it's not just the THC. I think to be clear, to me, it's the whole, you need the entourage effect for it to really, I think, be beneficial for working out. That means that means not just the THC, but THC combined with the terpenes, combined with the cannabinoids. Those three things to get working in concert together. I could see that to me is where you would get the most benefit. If you just if you were just going just THC, I think like a vape maybe or something like that, I don't think it would have as much positive effect. Hiking would be great. Before my son left home, we'd hike and climb mountains together. There was something special about some smoke at 14,000 feet. I believe it, man. It really, it makes me appreciate nature. I notice nature a lot more. Instead of it being before like, fuck, I'm going to have to patrol through this shit. Or I'm going to have to carry a heavy weight up this motherfucker. Fuck that. I didn't appreciate nature the same way. Now I do. I agree. There's something just, it feels like it brings you into a collective, for me, it makes me feel like I come into a collective consciousness thing. There's your Jungian shit, hippie. Your Jungian shit.
kind of see that because that sport you are supposed to be kind of loose, right?
Loose,
like
and
you don't want to be rigid and stiff and tight.
and especially when
you're thinking ahead too, right? In terms of your moves and everything, and so like it seems like it's
there was a tournament.
predictive
I don't remember
somewhat.
where the tournament was, and I think it was
Getting
like
in the zone.
I don't know if it was a 10th Planet jiu-jitsu tournament. The 10th Planet's Eddie Bravo, obviously big pot advocate or whatever, and they actually before they did the match, they smoked a joint
All
like
together.
in front of everybody, and then they did
awesome.
jujitsu. So there's like this big, and there's this whole other side that's like so anti.
Well, I mean, I could see that though, right? Because it's so like conducive to like flow state, right? And that, I mean, it could promote that, right? So if you're that's where I think marijuana has some benefits. Like if you're doing something where getting into flow is super beneficial. I could see like I know a lot of snowboarders. I mean, that's some of the things I like to do. Like before I ride, I totally like
Really?
it. Yeah, which is counter to what you're saying, right? Because
Man, I think snowboarding high for sure.
obviously, if I'm doing a hard cut or a jump or something,
yeah, but you're just trying to
explosive-
cruise, probably.
Yeah, I'm just trying to cruise, and I want to be so into what I'm doing, and so I just being high when I'm doing that makes it. I can feel a difference.
But
in
at
it.
the end of the day, I think you got to be careful, right? You can abuse anything. I've known my share of stoners that just became complete losers.
Well, to me,
Have you ever
that's-
worked out? Have you ever worked out? Hi.
Yeah.
You're gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
You're talking
Don't
about
be
me.
that guy.
Whether you are
Okay. Where are we at? Oh, we got that one. Okay.
When it comes to marijuana as a gym goer,
Okay. So this is now we'll talk it. Now we'll kind of come at it from a gym perspective, I guess. Here. This will be a shorter one. Where are we at? God, I'm flying through these, right? Where are we at? 41 minutes. We're just shy of 42 minutes here in the motherfucking AM. I guess unless you're watching it later. If you're bored so far, don't worry.
It's going to get hotter. Cracker.
The pause cracker. Shit always makes me laugh.
or should you puff puff pass or puff puff and keep on puffing because it's going to help me set a new personal best? That's the question so many are thinking about. Does smoking weed help improve performance? With the acceptance of marijuana growing every day, both legally and socially, it's only inevitable that someone will wonder if it can.
Sorry, I meant to. Hippie saying grass has a ton of benefits, but when they've been suppressed for so long, it's like starting from scratch. Well, it's funny too because a little bit is. I don't know. I think about it in the sense of like with this business shit we're doing. Like learning to talk it and not like you're pitching it to everybody, like trying to convince them. I think some marijuana advocates have a tendency to try and oversell it. And I think that overselling it does a disservice to the myriad of benefits that it has. But again, it's the same thing. It's like caffeine. If you do too much caffeine, it's not good for you. You start having negative effects on it. But caffeine at a dosage where it's you're doing it, it has great positive effects. I know that's not exactly a linear thought that I just had, but shut up.
Same time, we also know a bunch of people are doing it anyway, perhaps falsely believing it's not going to hurt them. Or maybe they're right. Maybe marijuana is going to help. It's been shown to be an effective aid for other issues, so why not your bicep growth? We're going to find out. A lot has changed in the past decade with marijuana and society's stance on it. With rapid legalization around the world, including inside the US, laws are changing at a blistering pace. Therefore, while these stats may not be correct for long, currently marijuana is legal in 38 states for medicinal use and is legal for recreational use in 24 states. This means that anyone of age can go buy some bread, milk, and a bag of weed anytime they want in almost half the states in the USA.
I mean, you can't buy it at the grocery store. Who puts those three things together? Also, the hemp drinks is where you're able to do that. The hemp drinks. Like the drinks that we're going to have. Mighty Kind. Go to Be Mighty Kind. Until we have our drinks, go support Mighty Kind. Mighty Kind Seltzers. BeMightyKind.com. My promo code still works, apparently. So promo code StoneVet, you get 20% off. His name is Josh also. He's a good dude. St. Louis dude. So go support him until we get our drinks, and then fuck him. He's the enemy. Fuck him. No, but if you're really, honestly, the drink, people have really liked the drink, like the Mighty Kind drinks. So I've been happy to partner with them and all of this. They're good drinks. People have gotten a lot of benefit from it. But what he's talking about is really more where the drink industry, the beverage industry is going, what we're trying to get into. And not getting into dispensaries, because that's immediately limiting people. Plus, I feel like there is still a stigma with the dispensaries a bit. And if you see fucking Veteran Beverage Company or whatever, in the store, THC drink, next to beer, whatever, and then your bread and cheese are in the other aisle, like he's talking about.
Legalization is largely in part to the fact that we know a lot more about the plant than we once did. It's now accepted that marijuana has numerous legitimate health benefits for those who partake.
Yeah. The Catholic kid from St. Louis and the dude who grew up in a Baptist church and school will soon have their own line of weed drinks. America, goddammit. America. Hell yeah. And all we had to do was go over and kill some terrorists.
This is evident as it first became accepted in the medical field, largely to reduce pain. However, it's also been found to reduce eye pressure, which has made it a common treatment for those with glaucoma. Other possible medical uses include reducing nausea in chemo patients, improving loss of appetite, relaxing those with epilepsy or spastic muscles, and it can treat various neurological and mental disorders such as PTSD and Parkinson's. As of late, the sale of CBD for therapeutic purposes.
I would be careful with the Parkinson's and this stuff, just because you get a lot of different meds. And it's not that you would have a negative reaction, that Parkinson's itself probably doesn't have, the disease doesn't have a negative reaction, maybe even positive reaction to THC, but you're taking, like my dad takes all fucking sorts of meds. So I would want to be careful with THC and a neurological stuff. Now for PTSD, here's what I would say. And look, people can disagree. For me, what it does is the cannabis does not help with PTSD specifically, but it does relax you. It calms anxiety down. But more than anything, it gives me a little bit of breathing room to implement the tools through fucking, intense therapy stuff that you go through, right? To utilize those tools. It gives me a breathing room to be like, okay, I can kind of step away I can get a breath. Like I can calm it down. If I'm feeling like something's triggering some sort of panic attack and I don't know what the fuck is what triggered it, what is happening. And if you've ever had a panic attack, even a slight one, you can start feeling it. You have a serious one, it feels like there's just nothing in the world but what is right in front of your face, and you want to get the fuck out of whatever situation you're in. But where cannabis helps me is to slow that down. And then it's not going to help the pain. It's not going to diffuse the panic attack. It's not going to diffuse it. And truthfully, if I get into a cycle where I'm in the spin cycle, I don't desire to smoke weed. In fact, I never do. I'm like, okay, I just gotta implement the certain fucking tools, and I gotta just get through it. Just get through it. But weed won't help me at that point. But it will help me prior to that. If I can start seeing the signals that, oh shit, this is something's about to ramp up in me. That's where it is. Like, go home, smoke a joint, whatever. Which is another consideration. The only thing other than weed is a stain for my genetic cholesterol issue. Stain? Statin? I don't know. I don't know English. It doesn't help your vocabulary. I definitely feel, I will say this. I definitely feel like a little less sharp. But that's not a bad thing for me. I was a sharp life was very in focus, and I was a dick. I was good at my job, very good at my job. In fact, good enough where it helped gloss over a lot of glaring PTSD and drinking issues. But shit. Oh yeah. I don't need to be that way anymore. This focuses me on, this weed makes me present. As sharp as I was, when everything was just like in fucking neon. I mean, I can feel the energy, like mentally everything's in full, and then you're in DC, and so you're in that whole thing, and I don't know. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care. I like being laid back and a little dumb. It's okay. I don't need to be the smartest guy in the room. I never was the smartest guy in the room, so I don't need to be it now.
Has grown extensively. With this increase in use, it was only a matter of time before someone decided to see what happened if they hit the bong before hitting the gym.
I mean, basically, it calms it down. To me, it calms it. It's not going to fix it. If marijuana fixes PTSD for somebody, I think that is incredible. It just doesn't do that for me. But yes, it's kind of right before to hopefully to either slow down or halt flowing into some sort of weird panic attack. I mean, the worst thing about that shit is half the time you don't know what the fuck is even triggering it. Like for me, I don't. And then a lot of times it's followed because it's like a spike of adrenaline and followed by a depression. I need to get out of that depression cycle before I smoke again. But once I'm through it, it does. It helps on the fucking back end a lot. But it's a daily thing for me. It's a daily thing, and I'm cool. I mean, other than I smell like weed, I'm sure I smell like a joint, but Cinnamon Girl, what's going on? How you doing?
I like this woman. She got balls. I like that.
We're in the Church of Marijuana.
Before we go further, let's define some terminology for different substances to help you keep things straight. The first is marijuana. Marijuana is the common term for the actual cannabis plant, a plant with psychoactive properties when ingested, usually through inhalation. These plants have...
This is not totally true what he's saying. It's a legal distinction. It literally is the distinction without a difference. It is, if someone's like, well, can you give an example of a distinction without a difference? Yes, marijuana and cannabis and hemp. Hemp, marijuana, cannabis. There's no difference. It's literally all the same plant. Marijuana is the umbrella term. This is all legal, by the way. This is all just a legal distinction. That's it. The plant is the plant. And then cannabis is the large. What did I say? Marijuana. Cannabis is the umbrella term. That underneath that, according to the law, you have hemp and you have marijuana. Marijuana is regulated. It's in dispensaries, all that shit. Hemp, totally fucking legal. There's just a difference in the THC when you test it. It's the same fucking plant. So he's not wrong, but he's also not completely right. Jesus Christ. God damn it, Tom Donovan. God damn it.
I say eat a dick and continue to enjoy your dick eating experience.
Not getting your TV back.
Hundreds of different compounds, known as cannabinoids, which are responsible for getting you high. Related to marijuana is hemp. Hemp is basically marijuana that has THC levels less than 0.3%. It's basically marijuana that doesn't get you high, but this also brings us to the next term, THC. THC stands for tetrahydrocannabinol, and it's one of the 100 different compounds known as cannabinoids which are found in marijuana. It's the main...
So this is where... I know we've talked this, so I'm not gonna stay on it too long on the topic, but THCA, this is where they're getting, because they just said THC. Marijuana is solely based, its distinction is solely based on the amount of THC. THCA, this part of marijuana, I mean, this is a terrible example, but to give you an idea, THCA is flour. It's unburnt flour. I mean, it can also be uncarbonated. I forget what the term is. If Susie was in here, she'd know. Once it's burned, either through edible, so the process inside, the chemical, like a chemical burn, or you light it with a lighter. This is now THC. This down here is THCA. And so when you buy a THCA product, you are buying regular Delta 9 and THCA are regular marijuana plants. That's it. It's Delta 9 and THCA. It's and regular marijuana are all the same thing. The reason you're seeing THCA and Delta 9 in stores is because the Farm Bill didn't expressly prohibit that. It prohibited THC. So immediately people were like, oh, well, shit, we'll just call it THCA. And THCA can have whatever. Or Delta 9. By the way, it's all the same shit. Delta 8 is a different thing. Delta 8 is a engineer. It's they extract it. It's weird. There is Delta 8 in weed, but it's not in any kind of. I'd stay away from Delta 8. Stay away from Delta 8.
Psychoactive compound in marijuana that makes you high. This high occurs when it interacts with the cannabinoid receptors in the brain and the central nervous system. Another word you'll hear a lot is CBD. CBD stands for cannabidiol. It's another cannabinoid found in marijuana. Unlike THC, it does not have psychoactive elements, so it doesn't get you high. It's commonly sold in its isolated form for people who want the calming effect without the high. Even though it's just now marijuana's been regaining legality, interest in it for possible performance enhancement occurred quite a long time ago. In fact, it'll probably be a surprise to you to find out just how long researchers have actually been studying the effects of marijuana and performance. One of the oldest studies on the green stuff comes all the way back from 1975. Unfortunately, it didn't necessarily help to start building the foundation for pro-marijuana use in the world of sports. In it, the researchers tested the effects of smoking on both hand grip strength and a sub-maximal bicycle ergometer test to measure work capacity. While there was no effect on grip strength, there was a drop in work capacity. This will become a common trend. Some things aren't affected and some are. Regardless, the only positive from this study is that it didn't cause a drop in grip strength. That's probably...
It's interesting. It's on the work capacity. I mean, I feel like if you... Yeah. Delta 9, THCA, marijuana, all the same. I think they're going to... Rumor has it, I mean, again, I'm like cannabis lawyers on YouTube, so take it for what it's worth. But it sounds like they're going to tighten up that Farm Bill to make more of it. Hemp is going to stay, it sounds like. But they're going to tighten up on the other stuff, THCA, Delta 9, which, I don't know. I mean, the libertarian in me is like, fuck them. If you're going to smoke gas station weed, that's on you. Like, I don't know. Sell alcohol at a gas station, but if you're buying gas station weed, I don't know. That's on you. But at the same time, it can cause a health risk.
Not going to make a big hit as a sports supplement. This makes sense though. It seems pretty obvious that inhaling smoke can't be good for performing exercise for extended periods. Since that time, researchers have identified more than one mechanism for an adverse effect. This can affect your cardiorespiratory, pulmonary, or even skeletal muscle systems. Upon smoking, there's an immediate decrease in airway conductance after inhalation. This will increase airway resistance, making it harder to breathe. This generally peaks 15 minutes after use and may persist up to 60 minutes after inhalation. What's interesting is that marijuana will increase resistance even if it's not inhaled. When consumed orally, a decrease in conductance will take longer to peak at.
I mean, that's my feeling, is like, if it's a public safety issue, the government being involved is going to be more of a public safety issue. You don't want the government involved in shit. Nothing gets better from it.
3 hours.
By the way, isn't it interesting? None of these cuts seem to be coming from the Intel community. The Intel community is so bloated. The national level Intel community is so fucking bloated. I mean, I guess maybe they got rid of a bunch of the contracts, but God, they cut the Intel fucking people.
But it may last up to 6 hours. At the same time, marijuana can increase heart rate by 30 to 50% after smoking. Not only does this increased heart rate prevent high-intensity training, it's also one of the mechanisms behind reports of feeling anxious or panic. Apart from the physiological effects,
see, you can't also just say THC. THC comes, if you're smoking a joint, then you also have to test with the terpenes and the cannabinoids. You're just saying, oh, there he is. What's going on, my man? We're just talking shit about you. Well, Hippie was anyway. Not me.
Never go with a hippie to a second location.
Goddamn right. What's up, Wild Bill? Of the drinks? Hope so.
increased anxiety and panic on their own can cause a decline in performance. In terms of your skeletal muscles, THC again has a negative effect, as it may decrease mitochondrial activity by 12 to 15%. While these numbers do come from studies on mice, it has seen some major implications for us. You see, your mitochondria is where the adenosine triphosphate is produced. Adenosine triphosphate, also known as ATP, is your body's energy currency, and it's required to power every muscle contraction. When energy is needed, a phosphate group breaks off of ATP, which then releases energy to trigger muscle activity. This means that the amount of work you perform is dependent on the amount of ATP you have. If marijuana decreases your body's ability to produce ATP by...
Was that guy jerking off or showing money? What was he doing? Lifting weights with money?
The amount of ATP you have. If marijuana decreases your body's ability to produce ATP by 12 to 15%, this will shorten your ability to work by 12 to 15%. Another concern that athletes should have with smoking marijuana are the possible negative effects on the endocrine system, the system that controls your hormones. Testosterone is the male's primary sex hormone and strongest anabolic hormone. It also has a confusing relationship with marijuana smoking, as studies show contradicting outcomes. This includes having a negative impact, no impact, or even a few with positive impacts. For example, one surprising study showed that 21 days of intense use had no impact on the smoker's testosterone levels. The same researchers then conducted a similar study but measured luteinizing hormone levels. Your luteinizing hormone is responsible for signaling Leydig cells in your testes, which triggers the production of testosterone. Again, the intense use of marijuana showed no negative effect. Now,
no negative effect. Richard A.T., a.k.a. Heavy Dick. What's up, my man? Mi embarra por 24 mesas. American, fuck yeah. Everybody cool out. The IRGC is here. What's up, Richard? Good morning, my people. Miss you. How you doing, man? I fucking feel like I haven't seen you in forever, dude. I hope you're doing well in the world. Hope you are doing well.
let's look at the counterpart of testosterone, cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone and it's catabolic in nature. Contrary to testosterone, its presence promotes the breakdown of muscle fibers, not good for athletes. Another difference compared to testosterone, it seems as though marijuana causes an increase in cortisol when used at the levels of normal use. It doesn't need intense smoking for these negative results to occur. In fact, there even seems to be a dose response. Dose response simply means that the more...
Yeah, true. We've been around less our goddamn selves. That is true. Yeah, I didn't really think about it. I mean, we took almost a month off of YouTube, but doing business, getting business done.
marijuana you use, the greater the rise in cortisol levels. This generally suggests there is a direct mechanism which creates the relationship. Regardless,
Richard, as a unlike Hippie, I like you, so I'm glad you're around. You should see the text that Hippie sends me about you. Terrible. And racist. I mean, it's weird. Not against Iranians or Iranian Americans, just racist in general. It's pretty funny.
So far, you have higher cortisol levels and possibly lower testosterone levels. In terms of growth hormone, marijuana use tends to also have a negative effect. This is likely due to marijuana stimulating somatostatin release, which inhibits the secretion of growth hormone. However, this tends to be an acute response rather than a permanent change from chronic use. All that's to say that, in general, smoking marijuana tends to have a negative effect on the endocrine system, especially when it comes to optimizing muscle growth.
Well, technically, he does hate the Persians. Is one.
It likely lowers your anabolic hormones and increases your catabolic hormones. We should also note that this observation comes from relatively few studies. Therefore, we can't make any conclusive statements. In addition, while these numbers do show the endocrine system is affected, we don't know if it'll have any noticeable effects on training. Will you lose your gains if you smoke just one time?
Oh, hey, sorry. I want to show something. Just while I'm thinking of it, because we're a squirrel show here, I apparently have no. I just uploaded, re-uploaded or whatever. I guess it had been made private in a thing. I didn't realize it, so I just made it public. But this was one of it's our obviously our highest, most popular episode, anything really of anything we've done here. 28K of that's Mike Podgy. He's my buddy. I was at First Recon with him. He went on to MARSOC. He was a MARSOC sniper, all of that. There used to be an audience member whose younger brother, Podgy, was one of his sniper instructors. But Podgy then went on to Syracuse Law School, if I'm right, and graduated law school, became a lawyer and all that shit. He is a fucking awesome dude. In fact, I need to call him. He's an awesome motherfucker. But this was a great show. We go over the movie Heat. The only thing that sucks is my audio. I had the headphones in. I thought I was going through them. I didn't check. I was going through the computer, so my audio isn't great. But it was a really fun show. Go check it out, please. It's fun. Plus, it's just the most popular thing apparently we've ever done. Anyway, all right, cool. A little self-promotion, a little shameless self-promotion.
Or can you smoke as much as you want as long as it's after your workout? We don't know, but as of now, we know that marijuana will more than likely have no effect or a negative effect on your hormones. Now that we have a better understanding of some of the physiological responses to marijuana, let's go ahead and look at some actual performance studies to see what happens in the real world.
Of course, they would just show a stoner. Let me do some studying. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? For half an hour, I'm just going to watch this animated fucking nug just walk across the screen. Anybody else?
Let's go ahead and look at some actual performance studies to see what happens in the real world. Let's start with another study from way back, 1974 to be exact. This study looked at the effect marijuana had on participants with exertional angina. Exertional angina is a type of coronary...
Is this for real?
artery disease, which causes chest pain when the person is exerting themselves due to the heart not receiving enough blood. The study used 10...
I thought it was if you whine about shit on YouTube.
patients to compare the effects that a marijuana cigarette or a placebo had on their exercise time until reaching angina and needing to quit, while the placebo decreased exercise time until angina by 8.6%. The marijuana cigarette decreased exercise time by 48%. This means that the patients could only exercise for half of the time before they needed to quit due to angina. Remember when we mentioned the first study from
due to being a pussy. Due to angina. A strong case of pussitis. Sand in the clit, as some call it.
1975 that saw a decrease during submaximal cycling? Well, we found 2 more. These studies showed a decrease in performance when completing a Wingate test. The Wingate test uses a short burst of high-intensity cycling for 30 seconds on a cycle ergometer. It measures and compares the individual's ability to achieve and maintain anaerobic power. This measures anaerobic capacity, anaerobic fatigue, and peak anaerobic power. What's surprising is that in one of the studies, the experiment simply used marijuana users versus non-users. This means that they merely confessed to the frequent use of marijuana, anywhere from daily to 4 times a month. To be clear, they did not necessarily partake in smoking before the test. In fact, 3 of the 10 users didn't even test positive for having metabolites, such as THC, in their system. This suggests that the chronic smoking of marijuana can have a negative impact on your anaerobic performance even if you haven't smoked recently. This is an important consideration, as an athlete cannot simply say they will only smoke after training or playing, as some negative effects aren't time-dependent. However,
If you, this is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. If you take, but you're not saying what the control, what else is going on with the control group. How often does that control group run regularly? Doesn't that, to me, that would have as a pronounced effect on that test as whether or not you smoke weed. Are they daily runners? Are they weekly runners? Have they not ran in months? Same as if they smoked or not. That test is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. I used to run marathons and I would smoke right before I ran, help the mind, and made for a nice little run. I hated running. I did a marathon, but we rucked it. Me and a buddy of mine we rucked the Big Sur. We were at, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I went to language school out in Monterey. When we were out there, we ran, we did Big Sur. He was training to go to Orange. And I just wanted a PT. And anyway, but we would do a lot of run, swim, run, like basically training to, like when I was training to get into recon. And then our final sort of capstone that we gave ourselves was, okay, we're going to ruck the Big Sur Marathon. We did it with 40 pounds. So it wasn't like huge weight, but we did 40 pounds. I hate fucking running. I could ruck all day. I literally will ruck. I can recon shuffle and ruck. That was my jam. But running, playing soccer, yeah. I mean, I grew up playing soccer, played soccer into college. Like, yeah, okay, you have a ball. There's a sport that's being played, but just running. Oh, I hated it. Fucking hate running. No, I agree. I didn't fucking say anything. Jesus. Listen to this motherfucker.
How about you navigate these nuts, motherfucker?
That was my first. Yeah, I hate running.
while their anaerobic performance dropped, there was no negative effect on aerobic performance, pulmonary function, or muscular strength. Why could this be? One theory behind this, at least for the no effect on aerobic and pulmonary function, is that inhaling marijuana may affect the body differently compared to administering using another method. For example, edibles consist of eating marijuana rather than inhalation. Dabbing is a way to take marijuana by inhaling the vapor of an oil and is believed to be less damaging than breathing in the smoke, compared to other studies.
No fucking way. No fucking way are dabs better for you than smoking a joint. Better for you, just on your lungs, period, just on your lungs. There's just no fucking way. This video is ridiculous. In 1976, I was 1989 Idaho State lawn dart champion. If my buddy Maddie, it's different than this Maddie. Cinnamon Girl. I'm at that age that if I am running, you better run too because something is chasing me.
Studies that only used inhalation, this study did in fact have participants that used these alternative forms of administering.
Right. You're getting a lot of smoke in concentrated form from an oil. There's no fucking way a dab. I mean, unless you just take like a micro hit. Look, this is not good for you. This is not good for you. The positive in this outweighs the negative for me. But smoking a joint is not good for your lungs. Period.
This seems to support the theory that there is in fact a difference in the body's response to marijuana dependent by method of use. But again, there needs to be.
Would you think the dab is cleaner? You think the dab is cleaner? I mean, you got obviously way more experience with this than me, but I can understand that. I can understand the paper being the worst part of this whole thing right here. Yeah, I could get it. But I can smoke joints and not. I'll do one, like a couple of dabs or whatever, like one-time dabbing and or an infused. I do like the infused joints, but that shit would get. I felt different, man. It's hard to operate. You vape it, yeah. So does hippie. I don't know. What the fuck? Sorry, squirrel. I don't like vaping, man. And maybe I'll go. I mean, I know shit's better now. I know shit is way cleaner now. And maybe I'll try it again, but I just don't. The vaping, there's something with the smoking a joint that I just like too.
More studies,
but I could see it
to make a conclusive statement. However, even though this study didn't find a negative effect on pulmonary functions, it doesn't mean other studies don't find one. One of the first studies from the 1970s recorded the negative effect that smoking marijuana had on the cardiorespiratory and pulmonary system. So did this more recent study in 2007. Well, kind of. Researchers found that smoking one joint has about the same effect as smoking 5 cigarettes. This isn't totally surprising, as smoking one joint is estimated to result in 3 to 5 times higher levels of carbon monoxide and tar deposition compared to a cigarette. This may come as a surprise to many, as marijuana is generally considered to be not as bad for you as smoking is. In reality, both contain many of the same harmful components, so much so that many respiratory.
Hey, Wild Bill, can you put the name of that place again in the chat? So there's 12 people here, so it's probably the regulars in here. But if you don't know, Wild Bill has an extensive history of weed and all that shit. So he's got these. It's a place that Hidden Hills Club. Go check out Hidden Hills Club. I mean, you're getting advice from a dude on the internet that you don't know, so I don't know. But Wild Bill definitely seems to know what he's talking about, and he goes to them and he gets these monster. These things sound so delicious, so goddamn delicious. Also, bubble hash in a joint does not affect me the same way as like a rosin or resin, either, whatever, and straight oil. Bubble hash mixed in with flour, oh fuck, all day. That shit's smooth. Watermelon bubble gum with a hash batter core dipped and coated, which that means is it gets the oil right on it, and then they roll. Sorry, you can't see it. They dip it, or really, they do this, and they coat it with the resin or rosin, whichever they're using, the concentrate, and then they roll it in keef. Oh, those kind of you can't get them here in St. Louis. You can't get those here, but you DC Market had them. God, that kind of shit was the best. The best. Then rolling diamond dust. Oh, resin's on the outside. Man, That just sounds tasty as fuck. Hidden Hills Club. I'm going to actually write this down.
Symptoms of smoking cigarettes also appear in those who are chronic users of marijuana. Similar symptoms include airway mucosal injury and inflammation, cough, phlegm production, and wheezing. However, even with all these similarities, something strange happens in terms of pulmonary function in another meta-analysis. In terms of pulmonary function, this study found no evidence that increasing exposure to marijuana adversely affects pulmonary function. Again, pulmonary function refers to your lungs' ability to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide during respiration. In fact, low-level users of marijuana actually had greater pulmonary function. This association lasted up to those who smoked one joint every day for 7 years. Now, going above this did result in a...
Oh, that's crazy. You swear by these guys? I just looking at the website now. Ooh, let's do this. Let's take a look. I am over 21. Oh, this is what you got the last time, right? Is those powdered donuts? Didn't this what I think you got last time? Is what you were talking about? So what is it there? Is it THCA? Is that what they're calling it? And that's how they're doing it? Nano D9 Delta 9. Okay. Church? I don't know. Hell yeah, I am going to go to these motherfuckers. Mango Mamba. Damn, so they sell everything, huh? They just call it Delta 9 and that's how they're getting around. Those aren't terrible prices on the fucking on the 8s too. Lemon cart, mix and match. Where is... Let's do pre-rolls. I want to look at these diamond thing. God, I love pre-roll. God, I love blunts, rather. Huh. Oh, fuck. These are really good prices. 1.5 grams? Holy shit. These are incredible prices. Holy fuck. That is only $12 for over 2 grams? Holy son of a bitch. Hash hole. Is this? Oh my God. That is ridiculous. Sorry. They only sell the legal states. Okay. Maybe that's it. Holy fuck. That's only 12 goddamn dollars. Jesus Christ. I am going to thank you for putting everybody onto this. God damn, these are not pricey at all. Look at that. Okay, there's a 2 grams peach mango push pop. $25. That's still a good deal. How many are in there? Just the one. So THCA, everybody, is regular THC. Damn. All right. Well, let's get. So that is Hidden Hills Club. Oh shit. I guess I can just put the. Sorry, I can just put the link in the chat. But all I did was put in Hidden Hills Club, and it was the first thing that came up. But here are the links in the chat. Hidden Hills Club .club, Hidden Hills .club .clizub. Shit, I'm gonna go through these. All right, let's finish. Where are we at here? We're at an hour and a half. Oh, nice, perfect. Okay, cool. We'll finish this up.
Reversal, meaning that a negative effect was found. However, 1 joint a day for 7 years is a lot, and it's very surprising that users had higher function. One of these theories suggests that the methods often used to smoke marijuana stretch the lung and increase total lung capacity. For example, smokers will usually take deep, big drags and fill up their lungs with smoke and then hold. And this study is not a fluke. In fact, other studies have looked at marijuana use and pulmonary function and have found no negative effect. Another study on performance with confusing results from smoking marijuana was done in 1986. In it, participants performed 2 tests of progressively more challenging exercises until leg failure. Initially, heart rate was increased by 26% after smoking marijuana, which also led to an increase in VO2 max. However, this difference only lasted until 80%. At maximal heart rate, the heart rate equaled during both conditions. In fact, RVE, VO2, and VCO2, the volume of exhaled carbon dioxide, were the same at maximal exertion in both conditions. However, there was a decrease in that maximal work capacity again. What about post-workout recovery? Could smoking a joint with a shake post-workout have some benefits? Well, a pilot study examined this by having participants use CBD and perform back squats. The researchers then documented muscle damage markers such as
Back squats? It's such a weird way to put that. Here, take this drug and then start doing some squats for me. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fucking stoners helping stoners, baby. What we're all about.
as levels of creatine kinase. The results are interesting. On a positive note, CBD use did result in lower levels of markers suggesting a less amount of muscle damage 24 hours post-workout. That sounds great, but the effect on actual performance is not so great. CBD use resulted in a greater decrease in back squat performance. Ironically, the decrease in performance and increase in recovery are believed to be due to the same mechanism, the skeletal muscle relaxation effects of CBD. But that's just one study. Other studies also show benefits of taking marijuana after training. For example, a study from 2020 found that CBD oil can be used to reduce muscle pain from DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. DOMS is when your muscles begin to hurt 12 to 24 hours post-workout. When compared to placebo, CBD had less discomfort post-workout and then 24, 48, and 72 hours post-workout. At 96 hours post-workout, the CBD group had discomfort scores closer to pre-workout levels than placebo. This reduction in discomfort can prove valuable in improving an athlete's ability to perform repeated bouts of performance. Yet another study found that marijuana not only reduces discomfort of DOMS, but it also decreases several other markers of inflammation. One of the mechanisms for this is the interaction of marijuana with cannabinoid receptors in the hippocampus. These receptors are involved in regulating nociceptive perception and can therefore decrease pain. Further, marijuana...
And just to be clear here, this Hidden Hills thing, do your own due diligence on it. The way the market is, you can buy for real legitimate weed on the internet openly. I guess as long as your state is legal. So but at the same time, I'm not endorsing these guys specifically or anything like that. I'm just, hey, if it works for you, it works for you. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be clear. In case something happened, they're like, oh my God, there was mold all over this weed or some shit. I don't know. So anyway, just do your own due diligence on it. But I believe in sharing information helps everybody. So
also interacts with your cannabinoid receptor 2 found in the endocannabinoid system. This activates immunosuppression through several different mechanisms which play a role in decreasing inflammation. So perhaps smoking weed is best used post-workout with your protein shake, while hitting the bong before a deadlift probably won't lead to any new PRs. Hitting it after could result in less soreness. A more interesting use for athletes is the treatment of TBI, or traumatic brain injury. TBI is one of the fastest growing health concerns for athletes today, specifically for those who participate in contact sports. To date, most of the proposed benefits to sufferers of TBI are theoretical due to a lack of studies. For example, it's believed that the anti-inflammation properties of CBD could act as a powerful neuroprotectant. At that same time, some research has shown that CBD use may significantly reduce psychological behaviors caused by TBI. These are things such as anxiousness, aggressiveness, and depressive behaviors. But
It helps me with all three of those. It legitimately helps me with, and not this like, you know, I want you to believe something. It legitimately helps me with these three things. I'm not saying it's because of TBI. I'm not saying it's because of CBD or whatever, but smoking weed helps me very specifically with these three things. And to lower the noise of those three things within me helps me be present, helps me appreciate shit that I wasn't appreciating before. And it makes me a better dad to my kids and a better son to my parents. I mean, more than alcohol ever fucking did. More than alcohol ever fucking did. So, you know, but again, this is me. This is just me. It may not have the same effect, but what I'm also getting from all of this is if you're an athlete or whatever and you want to take, there's something with the smoking. There's something with breathing in and breathing and having that like breath meditation kind of ritual. There's very much I believe part of what helps you with smoking too is that it's like deep breaths, right? It has a calming effect on you even without weed. But what we hope with these drinks too is to offer like another way to do it. Not everybody wants to smoke a bong hit or fucking smoke a joint. I love smoking. I love smoking a joint. It's just I don't really smoke the water pipe here on the show. Outside of that, I'm joints. But with edibles and drinks now, you can get, and because now the way that they pull this stuff off, at least on a larger commercial scale, Wild Bill would probably say they've been doing it for a long time, but on a commercial scale now, they can get full spectrum. They can they can do it in a way that gets all the keeps all the fucking terpenes and all that shit in there. That it's not just a vehicle straight for THC, that you're actually getting good full use out of it. And same with the edibles. Now, things are getting better.
Again, more studies are needed. Another area of interest is with sleep.
But my point again was all of the studies that they're talking about are for people that smoke and smokers. It's not saying, hey, I ate an edible afterwards. What's that have? Dick Bag! What is going on, my man?
Good luck, motherfucker.
That's Dick Bag's voice. This is Dick Bag Jail. No, I'm kidding. This is Kaiser.
Good luck, motherfucker.
I'm trying to give you guys a place to come.
HAC changes their stock all the time, keeps you from burning out like some places do. I don't buy weed off the internet. I did do the drink, like I've ordered the drinks through the internet. Specifically Mighty Kind, because I wanted to be able to see how that process worked since I was promoting it and everything. I want to see how long it took and what the process was for it and everything, which is all very easy, obviously. But I'm going to check out these guys. I'm going to definitely check out the Hidden Hills guys. I appreciate it.
Sleep is crucial for athletes and lifters as they accrue more fatigue and damage than the general.
Because part of me still has reluctance to buy weed from the internet. You know what I mean? But I'm not against trying it.
Public. Unfortunately, most research is limited to subjective measures, meaning we only have testimony from users. Yet again, more studies are needed. The worst time to take marijuana is before your workout. The smoke can affect your respiratory system.
I'm chipping away the confidence in our own shit. I don't consider the drinks buying flour. I don't know, which is stupid. But by the way, when you do get our drinks, or they'll have a whole like we don't know yet because we haven't, the full can design isn't done. But like there should be a QR code, and so you can see where it's made, where it's canned, and how it's done. So to build confidence in buying these drinks and what we're selling. So anyway, buy weed off the internet, just our weed.
Systems, but it also artificially increases your heart rate. As a result, your workout capacity is limited and you'll likely fatigue sooner. While we can say there does seem to be some benefits post-workout, specifically treating DOMs, we need to remember that some of the negative effects of smoking happen to those who smoked only 4 times a month. This means that as far as timing goes, there doesn't seem to be a way to completely mitigate your risk of negative effects. However, there's probably less of an effect on performance if you smoke after training. Another variable to consider: eat your pot brownies. Again, some of the negative effects were seen merely from having THC from marijuana in your system, regardless of the method to consume. However, some of the respiratory effects did not present themselves when consumed in other manners such as eating. This makes sense, as drawing smoke into your lungs is drastically different than a pot brownie being digested by your stomach. Therefore, with what we now know,
Be good, Reverend. Be good, buddy. And again, go check out Hidden Hills Club. It looks, again, you do your own due diligence. If you don't trust it, cool. But it looks like they got good deals. I get nothing from promoting these guys. I'm not specifically promoting them, but I definitely am into sharing, stoners sharing fucking good information. I mean, if you're not confident buying weed from a gig, I should have read this for and a hippie off the net, you're doing it wrong.
Why are you gay?
I say eat a dick and continue to enjoy your dick eating experience.
Well, no, I put it behind me as my mannequin. I can't make fun of Dodd. It's my mannequin, right? No, but I like it because it gives the idea that other people are there. Hey, we're just hanging out, having other people. We're just hanging out with some bad guys. This was a Shura. This was a Shura in Pouze Village in Upper Sangin River Valley. And these dudes were, I think this guy's name was Lowell John. They're all named Lowell, L-O-L John. Lowell John. They're all fucking named that shit. But these guys were fucking heavy hitters. They were just like, hey, man, just give us the fucking guns. We'll go take care of these guys. Yeah. They do like that picture of me. I'm pretty goddamn cool. Pouze. Yeah. Pouze. Fuck yeah. Knee deep in Pouze.
oh, it
Fucking going deep in Pouze, man. Yeah, that place was crazy. There was nothing. We were shitting in wag bags. They did have a water system where you could take a quick shower. That was nice, at least. But everything else was pissing in piss tubes and fucking shitting in wag bags, having to go into this little hut off to the. It's terrible. These dudes didn't. I was never around dudes that had that. I wasn't. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I feel like that was more of an Eastern Afghanistan thing, because it's 100% true. It's 100% true. It just wasn't my experience with these guys. And I was in Herat province, Baghdad's province. I didn't really work in Farah. I've been in Farah province, but and Helmand province. I've sat with dudes in these kind of meetings with dudes in all those and out west. That didn't seem to be a thing as that I saw. They did a lot of bad shit to kids. They just did. I mean, I saw a lot of abuse. I saw a fuck ton of abuse. Like, it was brutal. It was fucking brutal. But that, like a chai boy, no, not my experience. But again, it's totally true. It's just not where I was at. What's up, kiddo? Oh, they're disgusting. It's crazy to me. I don't want to get into it. I just couldn't believe I've also never met people. It's one thing when you're a fucking bad guy. I've been around dudes that cut dudes' heads off. I sat in a fucking room with a dude, and like, you're like, okay, this dude's a fucking psycho. The jihadis got a psychotic. They don't give a fuck about human life either. But what was crazy with Afghanistan for me was I couldn't believe how casual the civilian Afghan, not a fighter, a civilian Afghan, how casually they would kill another person. They would just over a feud. Down in Helmand, we had this one. A dude killed his brother over fucking land. It was not. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you don't care about your life or anybody else's life around you, why? It also made me. It was totally different. Everywhere else I was totally different. Now there was a lot of violence in these other places, but they cared. They seemed to they wanted to inflict pain. They didn't have a fucking psychological problem inflicting pain, but they just didn't casually kill their neighbor. In Afghanistan, they would casually kill their neighbor. It was fucking bonkers. Like, there was no cause. Look, I'm not saying it was okay for the dudes that were claiming Taliban that it was okay just because there was a cause, but there would be no cause. It was fucking anyway. It was a weird experience. It was also it was just the first time where I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I'm a true believer. I'm like, send me. I may not agree with this policy, but I fucking love the job, so send me. And then in Afghanistan, it's like, why are we wasting that? What are we doing? We're wasting blood and treasure for nothing. For people who don't give a fuck about themselves. I definitely preferred Iraq. Iraq understood the Iraqis in Baghdadis. The Baghdadis. People in Baghdad got the game. I felt like also I dealt with all Sunnis. Like, and former regime guys. That was our target fucking people. And in that area, they got the game. They got the fucking game. Yeah, for sure. I liked the Iraqis. I did. I legitimately, and I felt like, well, okay, we kind of fucked your country up here. Also, you were doing some bad, but like, I don't know. I believed in naively a little bit, but I was into the mission. And I don't know, Afghanistan, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? This is ridiculous, man. No need for any of this. I'm laughing because I'm trying not to, whatever.
Appears that the best scenario would be mitigate negative side effects of marijuana by eating it after your workout. Also, less is better. We want to be very clear. This is merely an educated guess based on what we know. Again, our actual knowledge is still heavily lacking. With the rise in acceptance and use, there will likely be an influx of stuff.
And I mean, not to get, I don't want to get, the problem is that regime over there isn't just iron fisted to you guys, not you, but specifically, obviously you're in the States, but like you and your family, like it's that they export their violence. They export their violence. And yeah, I've been on the ground. I've worked against them in 3 continents. I've been on the ground on 2 continents, worked against them on 3, and the IRGC, but obviously not regular Iranians. But that exportation of violence makes people not, and then they close the Iranians off so much that people are like, well, fuck Iran. Like, it's tough. But killing Soleimani was a great move in my mind. Killing Soleimani was an incredible fuck you move. Now, they've been trying to kill Trump ever since, but
studies to help us have better understandings of its effects on performance. Of course, it would have been cool if marijuana turned out to be the next.
Yeah, except for here's what I would say though, DP. And look, I've been from South America to Asia, to East Asia, Southwest Asia, whatever, Middle East. it often gets framed that Americans' knowledge is lacking. And when you go anywhere, it's pretty amazing how they get their lack of knowledge too, is my feeling. Oh my God. By the way, my buddy Graham Plattner, who's running for Senate in Maine, he's not watching this, so sorry, buddy. Yeah, old Graham is I knew him when he was a bartender. He had done contracting. He had done 3 tours in Iraq as a Marine. As a 0331 as a machine gunner. I know at least 2 Fallujah deployments. And then I knew him when he was a bartender at the Tune Inn, which if you've ever been to Capitol Hill, Cap Hill, as the industry folks say, Capitol Hill, it's a famous old bar, and it's a drinker's bar. But it was a great bar because everybody, all DC shed, and it was just fun. And then when I first got divorced and was living on Capitol and then moved to Capitol Hill, like it was where I go all the time. That's how I knew him. But he is running into kind of a few problems. Anyway, he's a good dude. He likes violence. It's a thing. But he's got 3 tours as a machine gunner and 1 as a contractor. The dude just likes violence. But he's a good dude. He's going through some shit right now.
Miracle drug, the next creatine, if you will. However, doesn't seem to be so at all. So if you don't already partake, you definitely shouldn't rush out to your closest head shop in hopes of...
Gotcha. True. All true.
setting a new personal best. If you do, know it's not doing you any favors, and it's likely even hurting you. However, it is a bit encouraging to see that it's not as bad as some have made it out to be. Assuming you follow what we recommend.
I don't know. I agree. And to be perfectly honest, I very much respected the IRGC. The IRGC and you and your family are obviously completely goddamn separate. I'm not trying to lump you in together, but I respected the capability of the IRGC dudes. I respected them on the ground. I mean, fuck them in their goat asses, as far as I'm concerned, because they also introduced the EFPs, which were maiming motherfuckers, but they were good. And then in Africa, the shit they were good. No,
You can help alleviate.
It's just really a shame. It's just really a shame that it's just really a shame what the regime does to you guys, and then what it exports too. Hamas.
Alleviate any bad effects that might present itself. With that said, if you have a choice between a protein shake and a joint, always choose the protein shake.
Yeah. Why? Why always choose the protein shake? It's always like, how come whenever anybody talks about weed, they're like, don't do weed. We got this other thing. And it's like, how is your other thing fucking better than weed? Yeah, but that's a great way to put that. Great way to end it. I discovered that I have no problem with the people. It's the government, ours included. Yeah. I got to be honest. I never had hatred for anybody. I just, I was like, if you're going to be in the game, be in the game. And don't fucking pretend. Don't get all fucking high and mighty when the shit gets turned on you. Oh my God, they're fucking doing this. They're doing that. It's like, no, you're in the game. That's my feeling. Civilians do. Yeah. You guys making fun of me here. I can feel the. Yeah. John, that's when Hippie and I, or 05 is when we were there. 04, 05. But they were just getting into the, right? Were they just getting in there in like 05 when we were as we were leaving. Yeah. And then we were tracking, as intel guys, we were tracking I worked out west towards the Iranian border. So we were always, that was a big thing. Man pads, and meaning SA7s or whatever, stingers kind of shit, man pads and EFPs. So what's so fucked up is my people look, believe, and live like us. Yeah, it's too bad. Governments. I don't know why. I don't know why Democrats want to keep inviting governments into everything. This is as political as I'll get on this. I don't understand. I shouldn't even say Democrats. I don't know why people think that government involvement is the answer to shit, but this is every Taji 05. Wait, who's Every? I guess I'm assuming somebody. Oh, from Every. Holy shit. Oh, holy shit, dude. Holy fuck, it's been forever. If you guys remember Every ... from way back, man. Oh shit, good to fucking see you, dude. Good to see you. Taking a break from YouTube is not the worst thing in the world. Ever. Fuck yeah, dude. Glad to see you fucking around, man. What? You were illegal? What? Retinopathy. Holy shit, man. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Holy crap. That's some pretty serious shit right there. Well, hell yeah. I am glad to fucking see you back. And you're probably glad to be able to see. Dude. I know. I was just thinking that. Good to see you. Fuck your feelings. All right, we're gonna. Oh, Every man, that's fucking good. Good to go. But yes, suck a dick, everybody. Suck a dick.
Well, no, it's not, you fucking retard.
I'm opposed to dildos.
Damn it, I meant this one.
In the end, I done some PCP.
Fuck yeah. All right, everybody. All right, go enjoy football. I'm going to as well. I don't know. I'm going to end it that way. Every, it's good to fucking see you, brother. It is really good to fucking have you back, man. Welcome back to the lane. There is no rest for the wicked in this motherfucking chat. No rest.
I like this woman. She got balls. I like that.
Welcome back to the land of the sighted. To be honest, I can't stand blind people. Bunch of non-seeing pricks. Good to see you all. Oh, it's too good. You guys are great. All right. Everybody fucking just be good out there. Put good vibes out. Be good to others. Be good to yourselves. Smoke a little fucking weed. Make a little love. Fucking watch some football tonight.
I want you to take the Frankenstein shit, the deer shit, the green monster, the bling, and the bling bling. And I want you to roll it all into one joint.
Which kills.
Here.
I'm good.
Racist.
No one's ever been brave enough to try that.
One man is. Roll it.
Not feeling super confident about this plan.
Here.
Racist.
I'll smoke it with you, bro. We'll go to the loony bin together. I don't give a fuck.